A curious teenager with a lot of questions who later took a fancy on learning the enigma that a human mind is. A woman who took to medicine, straying from the path of her family who is into business, and then emerging a successful people's representative. Dr. Sauzan Mohammed Kamal. The woman with the dimpled smile and ever-cheerful disposition, one can only spot her calm and composed, be it even when she's tabling a serious issue at the parliament or dealing with someone at a consultancy firm. Dr. Kamal affirms that she achieved this serenity by pursuing her inner peace through meditation. The consultant psychiatrist with more than 2 decades of experience, Dr. Kamal became part of Bahrain's history when she got elected from the 2nd constituency of Manama in the 2018 national elections. Dr. Kamal was among the 6 women parliamentarians, the highest number of female representation ever in Bahrain's lower chamber of the National Assembly. An alumnus of the Arabian Gulf University in Bahrain, Dr. Kamal launched her career in the medical field in 1995. She held the position of a consultant psychiatrist at the Health Ministry of Bahrain with 20 years of experience and subsequently established a single-person company for consultation and self-development in 2017 after an early retirement. Dr. Sauzan Kamal Consultation and Self-Development Company was formed with the momentum and intention of spreading preventive psychological measures and a positive lifestyle within a community, says the founder herself. Dr. Kamal holds a certificate of International Peace Ambassadors from the International Academy of Peace Ambassadors in Jordan and is also an active participant and presenter in various scientific conferences and workshops, local and international, related to psychology and inner peace. Mother to 3, Dr. Kamal acknowledges that her professional expertise in psychiatry has helped her multitask as a woman, mother, parliamentarian, and a socially committed individual. Joining us this week on BIZ Talk from BMC Global Live, Dr. Sauzan Mohammed Kamal. One cannot spot this woman without a dimpled smile. Even when she is raising the utmost serious issues, you see her calm and composed, stern to the point. A medical doctor turned an entrepreneur and now a people's representative, Dr. Sauzan Kamal, joining us this week on BIZ Talk from BMC Global Live. Dr. Kamal, welcome to the show. You're on stage with me on BMC Global Live's platform called BIZ Talk, where we bring to people stories, rather success stories, of men and women who have made a mark in their field and businesses. Well, that explains why you're here this evening with me, and it's indeed an honor and pleasure to have with you. And in the next 1 hour, take us through your success stories, take us through you, the woman, the human, and the parliamentarian, and of course, the doctor as well. Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you for this invitation and having me here. Thank you.
Great. Dr. Kamal, let me ask you my very first question. What brought you to politics from the field that you chose as a vocation, that is a medical doctor? Where was this twist?
Well, actually, to be honest with you, it wasn't in my mind at all. Mm-hmm. It was just like I was, after my retirement of mm-hmm. being a psychiatrist, I started my company, and through organizing the courses and the workshops, like my colleagues were coming in and telling me that, why don't you sit for the parliament? I was like, my answer was, I'm not a political person at all, and I don't see myself into that. Well, they were like, they say, well, we noticed that you have a charisma which will be very successful as a politician. My answer was, I don't think that I can be anything else other than a psychiatrist. But they told me, well, as a psychiatrist, you can implement what you've, all your knowledge and all your practice in the politics. And this opened the door. It wasn't on my mind at all. And currently, while I'm as a member of the parliament, I've noticed myself like understanding issues which is related to the citizens and related to the conflicts which is happening between people in a different way, and approaching it as a psychiatrist, yes, but not as a doctor, but implementing the concepts that I've learned and applying it on the ground, and it helps a lot in solving issues. So,
right. So thanks to those good lot of friends of yours that we have a very vibrant woman parliamentarian in Bahrain's lower house. Last year, I think 2018, right? The elections.
2018.
You won the 2018 elections from the Manama constituency.
Yes, the second constituency,
in
of
Manama.
the capital governor.
And the last elections, we saw a number of women being elected. I think it was historic for Bahrain.
It was.
And you were among them.
Yes.
And a good thought, how your profession you felt would help to be amidst people and understanding them more, which I think I'm hearing for the first time, making use of your professional expertise as a psychiatrist to help people. Wonderful. Yes, you're a doctor, you were a consultant psychiatrist with the country's health ministry for almost 20 years, as I know.
Exactly.
And then I think you took a voluntary retirement and you started your own consultancy with an aim to, could you please explain what was your aim in coming up with this consultancy?
Yeah, actually, during my career as a psychiatrist in the Ministry of Health, I've noticed one thing that we all notice it, that people are coming to the psychiatric hospital because of issues that they couldn't solve by themselves. So I thought of preventive psychiatry. And preventive psychiatry, number one, starts with awareness and education. So the person should work on himself, understanding himself to prevent getting into psychological issues. And that was my aim. I retired and started the company to organize workshops and help people attend and understand themselves through the courses which were held, and get the main issue is to be empowered, like to be empowered from within, to understand your strengths and weaknesses. We do all have weaknesses and strengths. What is the balance and how to get yourself out of the weaknesses and get to your strengths? So people were coming, people were attending, and there were very nice success stories, like those who were depressed and who were having anxiety symptoms. They could have after the courses, they get out of it and they start, they start their path as entrepreneurs and all in their other career paths. So the success stories encouraged me to continue, and
Yes, that explains. Yes. A psychiatrist turned parliamentarian, Dr. Sauzan Kamal, is the one joining me on BIZ Talk this evening, brought to you by BMC Global Live. Doctor, when we talk about your career, why psychiatry? What made you choose this?
Well, at the beginning, what made me choose
to be a doctor?
Medicine, yes. So actually, I was the sixth amongst the Bahraini graduates in high school, among all Bahraini graduates in high school. And that made me, like the first choice was to get either a medical career or an engineer. So mine was the medical, because I was always having this question of how is the body working and how the organs are working and what's going on there between cells, and what like this is an amazing like process going on that I just need to understand. So and definitely the question, the main one was, how did God created this human being, and what is getting in the action? So this made me get into the medical field, and after graduating with distinction, the issue was that during my medical studies, we did a study about the body and its processes, but not much about the mind and the thoughts.
Okay.
So this made me take the decision and just decide to get into the mind field. So
Okay.
psychiatry was, it wasn't like only just as a career, but I was always curious and having questions, and I was searching for answers to get those answers from either books or asking my consultants or searching around, or even during my interviews with my patients, there were always questions coming up, and I was trying to answer them either from the patients. If I don't get them, I just go and search and find out exactly what is behind all these issues. Why are people coming into the psychiatric hospital? And if we are talking only about the mild or the basic symptoms like anxiety and depression, there are many answers, many stressors and many psychological stressors, but the main stressor is the mindset. So with that, during the 20 years of my work, I was trying to find out why people are getting into those conflicts. Like, we are all coming from the inner peace, and inner peace is the basic. So then what happens when people get out of the field of the inner peace and they start criticizing themselves and criticizing others? That gets into the conflict and makes the psychological process. So actually, again, out of my curiosity, I went into many courses, and naming them like energy courses and meditation courses, trying to find out what could help people reach the inner peace again. Yeah. And that got me into a conclusion that preventive psychiatry is the best. So I got on early retirement and started my business.
Right. So very interesting. Psychiatry is one genre of medicine where people are a bit reluctant, right? You know, there's a lot of stigma attached to going to a psychiatric consultancy. But you projected a very positive side, calling it preventive psychiatry. And is it true that when I sit in front of you, can you read my mind?
It's not like mind reading, but you do understand. Like, you can understand like the body language, the people's psyche, let's say, if they are positive, they are negative, and you can understand, of course, definitely with conversation. You, like, for an expert, a few questions through a conversation can lead a person, like can lead the expert to reach an overview like of this person's psyche, let's say.
Okay.
So it's easy, but actually, let me tell you, and it's not everyone can get it. It's not it's not everyone's capacity to get this, ability. But there are certain people, if they practice and they do search a lot, maybe they reach this level. But not everyone. Not every psychiatrist can reach the level of understanding others only by sitting and chatting for few minutes.
I'm sure this is something which needs a lot of patience, right? You need to
Yeah.
listen a lot, I think, in your profession.
Exactly.
And
yes.
I think, yeah. So let's get more into your peace initiatives and meditation, etc., because it's very interesting. And before that, let's take a short break.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain, with over a decade of existence in Bahrain. Exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. iMac, Cochin Kala Bhavan.
Welcome back to BIZ Talk from BMC Global Live, and this evening we have with us parliamentarian Dr. Sauzan Kamal, a psychiatrist by profession and alumnus of the prestigious Arabian Gulf University. She comes with a rich experience and expertise at the Health Ministry of Kingdom of Bahrain as consultant psychiatrist. So, Dr. Kamal, you just spoke to me about the mind business, something which we know nothing about, and your curiosity, you said, took you to study human mind. Tell me, how is human mind in your conclusion of over almost 3 decades of the business? How does it look like, or how beautiful a scene is there happening?
Well, if we'll go into that direction, like the mind creates the situations. So if we are so positive, we are thinking in a positive way, living in a positive atmosphere, enjoying our time, focusing on the positive things, definitely there are challenges in our ways. But if you focus on the positive, you'll just drag yourself there into the positive path. But once you get your eyes on the negative side, you will stay there for a while until you realize that you are wasting time and that you are not doing any good, just saying negative thoughts, and that it's your choice and decision to shift to the positive direction. The thing is that the mind, once it goes through the negative path, it persists there. And some people cannot get out of that circle, let's say, and they need people to help them get out of it. So this is the key. Like once they go to a psychiatrist or any other physician or a friend even, or an expert, they will just help them get out of this negative circle. Once they are out, they understand what is the difference between staying in the negative thought and the positive. Then they can have the power of changing once they decide. So, like all the, but yani at a point, they have to realize that they are really into this negative field and they need to change and get out of it. But if the person doesn't realize that he is there and he doesn't ask for help, or he doesn't even
acknowledge
yes,
that he is in the
that
negative
he is
zone.
in the negative side, you will not be able to help him at all to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's his choice to decide getting out of it or not.
Right. Very often we hear this from the counseling point of view or psychiatric point of view, that it is easy to come out with some help and you need to focus on positivity. Well, I do not know how practical is it at times. As you rightly said, some people really don't acknowledge that they are in that negative zone. We live in an age and a time where there is a lot of psychiatric, psychological imbalance with so much of uncertainty in and around us. Precisely, I'm talking about the scenario of the pandemic, and we in Bahrain are no different from us. You have been facing this scenario from two roles, I would say, or multiple roles. One, I would call it from the parliamentarian's point of view, and second, a parliamentarian who knows a little more about the mindset of people. How have you seen 2020 in Bahrain? What is your observation about this balance in life aspect?
Actually, people at the beginning they thought that it's going to be just for a short period.
Yes.
So they were accepting it and they were having patience. I think currently it's getting away out
Too
of
much?
that.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that we should just focus on how we could let people enjoy their time, like exercising, walking around, just enjoying the open areas to release the stress. Because otherwise they will be staying long at home, and especially with the online sessions and studies and kids at home. All these factors are a bit causing some stress to people. So I think we should be very proactive in this stage and help them release their stress.
At least I think from 2020 we know the pattern it has been taking us through, and we were all hopeful of a 2021, and unfortunately I wouldn't call it.
It's still going on, and I think we should have a different strategy to overcome. Yeah, we shouldn't just wait and see. I think we should be more proactive. This is what my thoughts are.
Okay, let's come back to your role as a parliamentarian. How do you assess yourself over the last 2 years, 2018 to 20? You told like you just was there by an accident, or you never had plans to be a politician, right? Now you are here, and you are known as one of the most popular MPs out there in the parliament. We see you voicing about many important issues pertaining to both citizens and residents. How do you assess your tenure of 2 years? And I think you have 2 more years to go.
Yeah. Well, definitely, like every new experience at the beginning, it's a bit difficult, but then I got used to it. I understood exactly how the system works, and currently I'm putting in proposals which is helping to solve different issues in the country and help the...
Dr. Kamal, I think you head the Services Committee at the Parliament. And I think that committee is pretty important because it's directly linked to people, isn't it?
Yes.
And that's where a people's representative could play a role.
Exactly.
Could you tell us more about that role of yours?
Well, at the committee of the Services Committee, we do tackle on different projects coming to us with different issues. Health, education, work, vocational training, all that stuff. Now, the thing which is interesting currently is that I'm holding the subcommittee of that, focusing on the Mental Health Act.
Yeah, okay.
And we are working on that currently, trying to reach... we are working on it in different aspects with the Ministry of Health and the Supreme Council of Health to reach a final decision about it. to be implemented. And actually, for such a law, for such a law, it needs a very specialized person to be in action and to supervise it. So, thanks God, I'm luckily there, and I'm doing a good job with the team, and we are trying to put in the deficits which we feel that are not there, and because the Mental Health Act is a very critical and very specialized issue, and if the person is not so specialized in that issue, you cannot put on detailed legislations. So for me it's easy since I am specialized in the field. My main focus currently is working on the Mental Health Act.
Sorry to cut you. Is this a new law as such, or are we making some amendments to the existing legislations?
It is a new law.
Okay. So what is the ultimate aim of this law? What are we trying to achieve by this law?
With it, we are trying to achieve putting a scheme, regulations to be followed on, and to help people to help them have their rights.
In terms of mental health?
In terms of mental health. And it helps both. It makes life easier to the doctor himself when he knows exactly that there is a program that he relates to, and to the patient as well, to protect his rights. And
I think even the families, right?
Even the
families, the society,
exactly.
To have some procedures out there or the legalities to be followed.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Great. So maybe that's one of the reasons that you were destined to be a parliamentarian.
Definitely. I think this is one of the main reasons.
Yeah. Let's get on to something lighter stuff from the mind business, Dr. Sausen. Tell me about your family, if you would wish to, and what about your hobbies, your passions? What do you do during your free time, if you have any, for that matter?
Oh yes, that's the question. If I have, it's very difficult to get a free time actually with in the political field.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I'm just trying to get the issues of the citizens solved. Actually, they can call me anytime on my mobile phone and on WhatsApp. So I'm receiving calls and trying to put in some requests and sending emails and all that stuff to the concerned
Do you manage this all on your own, or do you have a team or an office working for you?
I have two helping me in that. But actually, let me be frank with you. As a psychiatrist, I used to do this all the time. Like, I prefer to do the thing by myself.
Okay.
To make sure that it is done in the proper way.
The way you want it.
Exactly, the way I want it. And this is making me, like, not saying I'm a perfectionist, but...
I was about to ask you that.
Yeah, but I just to reach a peace of mind
I
that
think
it is
satisfaction.
done.
Yeah,
exactly.
This is done the way I want it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, so I do it on my own sometimes, or I would just try to contact my staff and tell them exactly what to write and how to put it in, and then proceed. This takes a lot of time, especially in the beginning of my job. This takes a really, not only time, but energy. And you have to be very focused. So now coming after 2 years, it's getting a bit easier.
Yeah.
That is getting a bit easier. I'm more managed in that terms. Luckily, my kids are grown-ups. I have 2 boys and 1 girl.
Okay.
Yeah. The eldest is now 26 years old. And the eldest and my daughter are working in the banking sector. And the youngest is studying online.
Okay.
Yeah. He's studying law. And they are fully self-dependent, so I don't have any responsibilities towards that, let's say, but I'm so much focused into work, yes. Hobbies, I do read a lot.
Okay.
I do listen to YouTube speeches and topics, many topics. I enjoy watching the YouTube. Of course, I focus on certain topics. I walk daily.
Okay.
Yeah. And I meditate, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I love meditation.
Okay.
Apart from that, yeah. Actually, I'm a very social person. I like to be with people a lot.
Okay.
This COVID-19 situation made me, it actually affected me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the beginning, we were trying to stay away and maintain the social distance, be at home mostly, and take on calls and WhatsApp messages from the citizens. But now when the weather is nice, I like to get on the ground, walk around in the city of Manama, ask people what are their needs. I find it more satisfying and more humanitarian for me. The office job is not my personality. I don't like them to come. I like to go to them. I like to meet. I like to approach. And this is ongoing in my personality since I was a teenager. This is how I like to approach people, sit with them, talk, understand them, and yeah.
Who was your role model in life? So, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Just because you said since teenage you had this in you, did you see someone as your mentor or guide or a role model that you focused on?
Actually, I don't remember a specific person, but it's always like I'm having my own plan. Yeah, I can say that. I'm having my own plan. Actually, even going through the medical field, it wasn't my parents' idea, and they were both against it. Actually, my family, both maternal and paternal, they are both of business people.
Okay.
They are all into business. So why me? Why did I get into the medical field? I'm the only one doctor.
Okay.
I'm the only one doctor. So if you'll tell me who was my role model, definitely no one.
Okay.
Definitely no one. But it's just as I told you, it's my curiosity and it's my mental process, let's say. My mental process always has a question, which I would love to get the answer.
Okay.
And I don't depend on the answers from people or only books from outside. But I love to reach the conclusion
Yourself.
on myself.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So this curiosity made me get into different, jumping from, from a career to the other, because once I get the answer in that career or in that situation and I'm done with it, I just realize that I have to shift and proceed to answer the other questions. So from a psychiatrist, getting into the energy field, being an entrepreneur, to be honest with you, I didn't know exactly what does entrepreneur means. Like,
Okay.
what is this entrepreneur they are talking about? And I just decided to open the company, right? And through the process of getting the CR done and all that stuff, getting into few YouTubes, then I was calling myself a businesswoman. This is what we're thinking about. But then again, colleagues told me, no, you are an entrepreneur. This is what they call an entrepreneur.
Okay.
What you are doing now is this is entrepreneurship.
All right.
I said, wow, this is what they are talking about. So I'm one of them.
All right.
Lovely. So let me take that path. So, okay, an entrepreneur, But getting into mind business again, mind business is always on my mind, and trying to help people in the same way that I've discovered issues, I want them to discover issues themselves. So this was the background of opening and starting my company. And to be frank with you, it's not a big money issue. It's not a big money at all. It's just a life purpose.
Okay.
I want to help people to reach understanding themselves. This was the main issue behind starting the company. And then political issues came in. Because again, I have questions that I'm so curious to find answers for.
Okay.
And currently in the field, reached some answers, got some answers, and it's not only answers, but I was trying to find out where did we reach and where should I be starting from.
Okay.
So if you are not in the political field, you don't understand exactly how the system is working. So you don't know exactly where is the missing issues and where you should put your expertise in it. Okay? So getting into the field and understanding how it is going on, and now I know a bit of deficits. Out of my experience, I'm trying to put on my touches, let's say.
Right.
Yeah. And it took some long time to understand.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because again, not being a perfectionist at all, but wanting to put something in you, addition to what's going on ground. So if you want to put in, you have to first be so quiet, observative, understanding what's going on, and then reaching a conclusion of where to start from, putting your plan, and then putting it into steps, into action. So for the first year, to be honest, I wasn't so active in the parliament. I was observing and studying. What I found that, just confronting and trying to be the what do you call it? Like trying to defend yourself as a member of the parliament, or trying to raise citizens' voice against the ministers and the government is not the issue. It will not lead us to a solution. It will just get more conflicts and confrontation, and each side will be just defending himself.
Yeah,
but we are not building up a new issue or a new solution. So that's why I was so quiet, more of observative at the beginning of the council, to understand how even MPs are thinking and how the ministers are reacting and thinking, so that I can start from a quiet place and put in my proposals. And this is what's happening now. I'm into action more now, putting the proposals.
To all those out there with a curious mind, that was the answers from psychiatrist turned parliamentarian Dr. Sausan Kamal, joining us on BIZ Talk from BMC Global Live this evening. Let's take a short break.
വിഷമിക്കണ്ട, എല്ലാം ശരിയാവും. ലുലു മണി, സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം.
വർണ്ണവസ്ത്രങ്ങളുടെ കമനീയ ശേഖരവുമായി വനിതാ ടെക്സ്റ്റൈൽസ് ബഹറിൻ ഇന്ത്യൻ ക്ലബിന് മുൻവശം പ്രവർത്തനം ആരംഭിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു. വനിതകൾക്ക് മാത്രമല്ല, കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങൾ മുതൽ മുതിർന്നവർ വരെയുള്ള സ്ത്രീ പുരുഷ വസ്ത്രസങ്കല്പങ്ങൾക്ക് അനുയോജ്യമായ വൈവിധ്യ ശേഖരവും വനിതയുടെ പ്രത്യേകതയാണ്. ഇന്ന് തന്നെ സന്ദർശിക്കൂ വനിതാ ടെക്സ്റ്റൈൽസ് ആൻഡ് റെഡിമെയ്ഡ്സ് ബഹറിൻ ഇന്ത്യൻ ക്ലബിന് മുൻവശം. വി ഹാവ് ഗോട്ട് ഫാഷൻ ഫോർ എവരി വൺ. വനിതാ ടെക്സ്റ്റൈൽസ് ആൻഡ് റെഡിമെയ്ഡ്സ്.
the exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. iMac, Cochin Kala Bhavan.
Welcome back to BIZ Talk from BMC Global Live, and we have with us this evening Dr. Sausan Kamal, a parliamentarian, a consultant psychiatrist, and we are listening to Dr. Kamal and her journey from the medical doctor that she is to the current shoes that she fills in as a Bahraini woman parliamentarian. Dr. Kamal, that was a very interesting second segment. I'm sure you enjoyed talking about your personal interest and enthusiasm. The whole of 2020, the entire world was battling this monster called the pandemic, whom we refer to very often. The Bahrain Parliament was very active in terms of discussing this issue, and we have had situations where the entire lot had to go working remote, isn't it? The initial few months, I think, it was all here and there, but still, all 40 of you were very active in some way or the other. As a parliamentarian, how do you look at the positives of this? Let's keep aside the bleak side of the pandemic, but tell me, like, how active that gotten all you in?
Well, you know, like working remote makes it easier for you to attend several sessions consecutively.
Yes.
For example, I can attend 3 different sessions, workshops, or events consecutively while I'm sitting in place. So before, we had to move and drive a car, and all that takes time to be in the venue. So I think COVID-19 situation made it more practical and easier for us to work. I mean, to even to be more productive.
Okay.
To be more productive, yeah. And at the beginning, it was a bit because we are not used to the webinars. But then, now it becomes too easy. It's just like you feel that you are with everyone at the same time.
Yes.
So it's not a very big difference. And everyone is happy with it so far, and as long as they...
Looking at 2020, what are the highlights in terms of the Bahrain Parliament? Like, what are the things that you think are which you could achieve for the people related to COVID-19? Any bills passed? Any recommendations? People-friendly decisions?
There were since the start of the situation, the pandemic, there were many urgent proposals were there, and it helped a lot in overcoming the economic impact. The salaries of the Bahrainis which are working in the private sectors was covered, as well as electricity, water bills, and that helped them a lot to maintain their situation in the country. Coming up, proposals are going on the same line so far, but I think we should be thinking more about how to, like the proposals currently should be more focused on how to make it easier for people to stay at home, work and study and enjoy their time. I think we should focus on this issue. Now, business people, definitely there is a lot of issues, but most of them, the newly entrepreneurs and business people, have shifted into the online marketing.
Yes.
And this is going on nicely with them. The old market is still active. Yes, not as much as before, but it is still open. And with social distancing, everyone can go there and shop and
Yeah, I
go
think it's
around.
become more of a personal responsibility to ensure that we are safe and so are the others.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I think the parliament plays a big role because you represent the people.
Yeah.
And we live in a country which is home to more than half of its population being expats.
Yeah.
As a Bahraini parliamentarian, and I know you're very popular among the expats, especially the Indians, I would like to hear from you, what made you this popular among Indians? Any secret behind it? I know Indians love you.
I love them too. I don't remember exactly how did we get more closer in terms of being with them. I'm actually always around them and they are around me. It's not only...
Is it the
it's-
constituency, maybe? Is it because you represent Manama?
Maybe, but even before being a politician,
Okay.
I do have friends. I do have Indian friends and mentors as well.
Okay.
So I'm with them all the time. And when we came to the politics, there were maybe because as well most of them are in the medical field, and there were many like events at the beginning of me being a parliamentarian. They were inviting me to inaugurate and be there. So that made the relationship more, I guess. And I was happy with it.
Have you
Still
been
happy.
to India? Have you visited India?
I've been to India.
Where
yeah.
exactly in India?
I've been to Bombay and Bangalore. I've been to Pune
Okay.
and Chandigarh.
Okay.
And we went
City beautiful.
lovely, and we went to the north, Manali, Kullu,
Okay.
to the Himalayas.
Okay, right. What is the best capture in your mind about India? What comes to your mind when you think of India?
Wow, peace.
Peace?
Yes.
Okay. Talk to me about peace. You're a peace ambassador, right? You're a certified peace ambassador.
Yeah.
Talk to me a bit about that. Is that the secret behind your ever smiling face?
I guess maybe yes.
Okay.
Peace comes from within, and once it comes in, you feel that we are all one. There is no difference between nationalities or people around, and this gets the smile out. I think just feeling oneness.
Okay. You said twice today that peace comes from within.
Yes.
And I think that's a great message which people need these days.
Yes.
And let's hope that it reaches out there.
Yes.
And as we slowly come to the close of this session, you didn't talk to me about you, the woman. You know, not that I don't believe that women are any special or different. We're all equal.
Yeah.
But still, you know, in the beginning, as I told, Bahrain made a historic election in 2018 when we had women winning parliament.
Right.
And you are one among them. So you're a parliamentarian, you're a doctor, especially a psychiatric doctor. You're a mother to 3.
Yeah.
And you're a wife, you're a daughter, and you're a very busy person who keeps yourself busy. Like, how easy do you find these multiple roles, wearing these multiple hats? I may not ask this to a man simply because, not because they are not doing many things, but usually we hear this question being thrown to women, isn't it?
Right.
So, same way, how do you manage these, or how do you look at these multitasking? Are you a multitasker?
Yes, but they all go into the same theme.
Right.
They are all in the same theme. It's
I
like,
like the way you are very thoughtful about every answer, you know. I think that's how psychiatrists are.
yeah, we don't like get it out. The answer just, we have to be so. So they all go in the same theme. Yeah. Once you enjoy the thing, once you enjoy what you are doing, it's not a task anymore. So this is how things go together.
Okay.
Being in a webinar, answering a WhatsApp, finishing with the webinar, opening a book to find the answer for a question which was raised in the webinar. Okay. Okay. Then your son comes and you discuss with him the issue and what does he think about this issue, and you get answers from youth. And through that conversation, you find that, well, this is a lovely idea for a proposal. So you call your staff and put this proposal in, write it down. So it's just, you're enjoying it. It's all around and alive. It's not like a task which is like it's a job. But it is interrelated and integrated into our life. I believe that even any career, any job, if you are not enjoying it fully, you will be dissatisfied and you will be burned out at a time, and you will definitely search for something else which goes with your inner soul.
Yes.
Calling. So my inner soul calling, like my inner purpose, is to help people reach stability, tranquility, and just have a sense of, as we say, heaven on earth. So this heaven on earth feeling makes you not to try your best, but you are in each moment living the purpose and asking God to help you with getting some intuitions on how to help people reach heaven on earth. How do we reach heaven on earth? So heaven on earth doesn't come just in a glance, but it has to be worked in steps. And those steps, if I know that I'm able to put in this track, then I have to spend some energy and focus to reach fruitful results. And definitely we are all here to help each other. So if the person feels that he is having this ability, he should really invest in himself and put his effort in trying to get to the vision which he has. So definitely it is a difficult issue. It's not easy. But once you realize, you believe that this is what God created us for, then you enjoy it.
Right.
It's not a must that I have to do it, but it's my choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Once it's your choice, you will be happy to do it. You will enjoy doing it.
You will find more ease in doing
You will
things.
find more ease in doing it. It's not a burden at all.
Right.
It's not a burden at all. And through the journey, we have to help others to be prepared to take our position in the future once we are ready to go ahead. So this is going on as well. Like, I'm preparing people with me. Once there is any occasion, I can I start talking about what I am doing, just putting hidden messages into how they can as well be in this position one day. So it's like a teaching task. Yeah. I have this built in. It's not like I give them lectures, but it's built in.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a built-in system.
Yeah.
That I need to have a group helping them
Yeah.
to reach similar tasks in the future.
That was a beautiful conversation, Sausan. Before I come to my very special last question, I want your word on BMC Global, the platform that you're now seated on. How do you look at such initiatives? Well, such initiatives are the results of the pandemic. I would say the positive results. How do you look at such platforms?
Yeah, well, it's definitely the idea was before the pandemic. The vision was there before. And with the pandemic situation, I think the project came at the right time.
Yes.
So people now are at home and they are enjoying watching the channel, which I found that it is the variety of topics that you are covering in the channel is really the aim of it is really getting a great, let's say, addition to the society. The awareness, like the health awareness is lovely, the part of it, the entertainment and enjoying the time. This is a very great part, as everyone needs it while staying at home and being with the family. I think the project came in the proper time, and for me, I believe that definitely it will be a success. From now, it appears that you have a great number of followers. Yeah. So, and in the future, definitely ideas will come out, new ideas to be added into the topics which you are carrying on. And all the best. I really, definitely, I will be following it. I will be enjoying it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sausan. Thanks for that good words. We at the BMC Global Live family, we are equally happy to have you with us, have you with us this past 1 hour.
Thank you, my pleasure.
And it was indeed a great conversation. That was Dr. Sausan Kamal, parliamentarian and consultant psychiatrist, joining us on Best Talk this evening from BMC Global Live. And Dr. Sausan, my last question to you this evening. I would combine two questions in this. Choose whichever one to answer, because the answer will be the same. Do you miss being a consultant psychiatrist, or are you planning to contest the elections in 2022?
Actually, being a psychiatrist is a built-in.
Okay.
It is ongoing.
Okay.
And it's just now the way of thinking and the way, it's not, let me put it in this way. A psychiatrist is not just a person to heal an insane person. This is not the job of a psychiatrist. This is only maybe in the medical field, like being in the office as a medical doctor.
Okay.
That will be the task. But being as a psychiatrist, you know a lot, like you know the process, their interactions, the relationships, why the outcomes are happening in such a way, what is the basis behind those outcomes. So you always try to put in effort into the society,
Yes.
into the like in your surroundings, people that we are interacting with, even citizens, like when they come to complain and all, the psychiatrist has a different way and a different approach to solve the issue of this person. If the person is not experienced in how to deal with those issues, he might get into conflict with them.
Okay.
Or like he cannot be able to soothe soothe them and reach, or sometimes you need to change the subject. You should not get into the details a lot with this person if you find that there is a dead end to it.
Okay.
So you have ways of going around the topic.
All right. Yes.
Right? So not everyone is experienced in this. So like being a politician, you need this at times to deal with certain situations.
Certain tricky situations.
These are certain tricky situations, exactly. And if the politician doesn't have those tricks, he might get stuck into certain situations. He cannot get out of. Psychiatry is a living habit, is a living process that don't just name it as a career, but now it became as a personality, let's say, with the touches of the inner peace issues and the meditation issues. So even like when I sit with friends or the family, my topics are usually
Mind related.
mind-related.
Okay. That's exactly what has been happening the past 1 hour,
Yes.
Whatever I asked, you were totally focusing on mind, and your answers were very diplomatic, and so was the answer for the last question. You're yet to answer me. So do we see you contesting for the 2022 elections?
Hopefully, if I'm not in somewhere else.
Okay.
I'm so ambitious.
Good.
And I believe that we proceed in life once we are ready for that position. So I'm trying to get ready for other positions.
Okay.
And hopefully.
All the very best.
Thank you
All
so
the very
much.
best for all your dreams, desires, and ambitions. Very happy to have you with us this evening. Thank
Me
you for
too.
all those insights. That was one journey full of laughter, talking about mind, going serious with pauses in between, none other than Dr. Sauzan Kamal, consultant psychiatrist, but also a very popular MP, telling us this evening how to do this juggling job between the two hats that she wears, which she says it's all built in. That was a beautiful evening. Dr. Kamal, thank you again. And this is me, Raji Unikrishnan, signing off from BMC Global BIZ Talk until we meet next week with yet another guest. May I now request Francis Kaidaratha, the Chairman and Managing Director of BMC Global Life, to give her a memento. Joining is Praveen Krishna, Media Head of BMC Global Life.